This is a bit of a disaster. I took off my Ritchie compass, and because it was low on oil, and when I turned it, I could see there was a leak, and it ended up pouring half of it out on my deck here, or my cabin. I guess the seal was just not right in here. So anyways, it spilled a whole bunch of it out. So I ended up taking a screw out and just emptying it all. Clearly there's a seal problem here around the rim. So I'm going to see if I can fix this myself. If not, I'll bring it into some place. I just really wanted to clean the glass and top up the fluid if I could, but I can see here I've got a very small hole of which to put the fluid in, so it's not going to be very easy. Anyways, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to just clean this off best I can. And then the rubber seal looks fine, so I don't know if it was just crooked or there's some grime on here on the lip where the rubber goes. Well, I like the toothpaste idea. I guess it acts like a rubbing compound. Alright, so I cleaned the inside and filled it up halfway with fluid, and I'm going to see if it still leaks here. It's kind of tricky actually, because the rubber gasket goes through this metal plate, and there's the aluminum below, but it has thread on this part too. It has to bite the aluminum and this to pull it together, so it's you can get it crooked. So I wonder if it was just crooked from the last maintenance. From what I'm told, this is a pain in the ass to get the bubbles out. So we'll see how this goes. But it's not leaking. The wind really picked up here, so I'll just do a quick little voiceover. Essentially, I got, by taking the screw out, moving it, and then letting the air out, putting the screw back, putting it down flat, looking, I eventually got it to the point where I just had these two little, really micro dots, bubbles in there, and I decided to just leave it and see what would happen. And in fact, they did actually dissipate. I'm not exactly too sure how they got out, whether there's a leak again or something, but they disappeared. Maybe they got absorbed by the mineral oil. I'm not exactly sure, but it turned out all right. Well, good morning. It's Sunday. Just taking a look at some of the projects. Climb mast, change lights, done. Change halyards, done. Paint deck, done. Galley remodel, working on. Port cabin, shelves, cabinets, that's in here. LED, interior navigation, mast, spreader light. Wow. DC panel. It's still not right. I've still got that one, but I want to change that to another one. B&G Vulcan 7. I've decided to go with Raymarine, but that's fine. Remove the autopilot. That was actually those little things. I did do that. It's an old thing that didn't work. Still need a radio. Wind speed is done. Knot meter is done. So yeah, made some good progress from the original projects. Essentially what I do is I just take a stick and I get myself at the right height and I just hold it here, and then I just hold it in place and drag it up, and it's like not perfect, but it's close enough. You can see that, hopefully. So pretty close fit. So I just gotta notch out where I'm putting the wires there, and then I'll be good. So that's how I do my quick fit hull fittings, and then I'm just going to go now and do a second tracing. There we go. So we whittled that big square piece down into this little piece. So I just got the top cut, and it looks like it's laying up nicely. Maybe it's like one of those things they don't tell you, or you know, nobody kind of talks about too much, but the boats are really hard to work on. You know, but it just you have to trust, or you have to work with everything in your lines. This is coming down. This is like the whole hull is twisting the further you go this way. And so you know there's no uniform shape. So when you're looking at it, I'm like you're visually, this is looking weird. Like to me, it looks like it's twisted. I need to turn it more that way, like down. But this is actually vertical to my line, and it's 90 degrees from my wall. So when I first started working with the boat, I drew a line from the middle of the mast down to the middle of the cabin steps. And why that was important was because I needed a baseline to measure from. So basically, when I had no structure, I picked, well, the mast wasn't even in the boat, but what I did is I picked the middle of the, I don't know what that little thing is, the hole in the deck, what that's called, but basically where they put the mast in. I drew a line between that and the middle of the cabin steps, and I marked it. I can't see it anymore. And then what I did, oh yeah, so here's my line right there. So I took that line and measured everything from it. So everything is 90 degrees to that line, including this wall. So like even that wall, actually it worked out all right because the cabin, or the cockpit was made like straight. So that's good. So it kind of matched up with what I was trying to align my line to. So basically this wall was straight, this wall is parallel to that wall, that facing is parallel to this line. My settee, you can see, is parallel to the line. This the settee on this side is parallel. My cabinetry is parallel. But you know, if you look here, this is quite deep. This is a lot shallower. This is a lot shallower. Like the boat is turning in, and then it's got this, like I said, a shape to it. You can see the arc right here. So it's very difficult when you're looking at it. Like I still think that this is not straight, but I know that it's straight. They're still in there actually. See these pieces? I cut 4 pieces to go down between that bulkhead and that bulkhead, and the 4 pieces are all the exact same length. So this has to be parallel with that bulkhead, and it just doesn't look it. In my mind wants me to flip it this way. It looks awkward. So anyways, that's just wanted to point that out. So you have to trust your measurements, and that's one of the things, like I said, once you get your framing line, or you know, I don't know what they call that, but it's basically, you know, your one line that you use as a reference, your reference line. everything is off of that. So I don't worry about this side too much. I just need to make sure that that's 90 degrees off and then it's following my verticals. And yeah, it's gonna work out. So then I know that it's good and everything has been so far lining up quite nicely actually. So anyways, I just wanted to pass that little tidbit on because if I didn't have that reference line, like I would be going mad trying to get things all lined up. I mixed the epoxy with the 403 silica powder, and I pinched it in at the bottom. And now what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to tack in with this fiberglass cloth all the edges, with the exception of the top here because it's kind of small. So I'm actually just going to wet down this whole area. There we go. Bulkhead completed. Taping in anyway. So I just got to put a little piece of trim here so the boards don't slide forward, but they're going to be more than fine. So here's your sleeping area. Well, just as a last update, got this Nature's Head toilet all cleaned. Pretty happy with the output here. Even the hose, the air vent hose, I bleached. I used the bubbles. It's got bleach in it, Mr. Bubbles or whatever it's called, scrubbing bubbles. And it's a bathroom cleaner. It does a really good job. And I did it on the outside and the inside. And same with CLR. I put that inside the calcium lime deposit thing, and it really got rid of a lot of this inside. So yeah, there's pretty much, it looks pretty clean and new now. And then same with the toilet actually, or the urinal. I put CLR in there and some of the bleach, and I've just been shaking it around, and it's actually breaking down the dried urine deposit on the inside. It's kind of gross, but I don't know. I don't mind urine, I guess, especially old. It's not really bad or it's going to do anything, but it's in our urine, not somebody else's, being a used toilet. So I'm just trying my best here to get that clean. But overall, it's pretty good compared to before. You know what, the Mr. Bubbles work better than the CLR on the urine, because what I did is I sprayed it with scrubbing bubbles, and then I let it sit while I was cleaning the other things, and then I went with the pressure washer and I sprayed the inside, and it actually took some of it off. So I might just let that sit there for a while. Anyways, the fun chores of boat ownership. Actually, I did forget an update here. This is my storm jib and storm mainsail. They're really heavy, thick material. They're in good condition from what I can tell. They're just really dirty and a little bit moldy, I think. Like there was some dark black stuff on them. So I put a little bit of Lysol, just generic Lysol. It's a bacteria thing to kill the mold. And I've been letting them sit in these tubs here for since Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 5 days now. So it's a really good soaking. So tomorrow I've got some gentler breezes. We're going to get some storm here today. So I'm actually going to take these out. I'm going to pressure wash them at the end of the day today. So I'll lay them all out and then pressure wash them so that I get rid of all of the mold and not mold, but all the black marks, things. They just hadn't been used in I don't know how many years. And then I'm going to put them on the boat, hoist them up, and just go for a sail with them to let them dry out. Effectively, that's why I'd be doing that. Anyways, that's just something I've read about, so I wanted to try. So it seems like if you soak them for quite some time with just I probably have like maybe 5% Lysol maximum, not even that, like 1% maybe, in there. It actually, by soaking it, it just gets in and slowly gets the grime and dirt out of the material. And then when I go with this pressure washer, I won't use like the dot bit. I'll use a really wide pattern, spray pattern, so it's not hard on the material, and I'll just give it a good cleaning. So I'll film that. Just wanted to put the final little button on this room now that I got the sleeping platform done and all the bulkheads there. It quickly became a great spot to stick all of my supplies because it's long, and these are 8 feet here long, so yeah, it's coming out well. It's useful. So now I've got a little bit more room in here.